From the depths of the lush rainforest to the edge of the sparkling ocean, Costa Rica continues to enchant. Brad Johnson is the owner of Aguila de Osa Inn in Drake Bay. He came to Costa Rica on holiday over 20 years ago and couldn't bring himself to leave. How come you ended up in Costa Rica?
A friend of mine in the 70s told me, I was living in Hawaii, and he told me, he said, you got to go to Costa Rica. It's like Hawaii was in the 50s, 40s and 50s. And it always stayed in the back of my mind, and I got here in '86 and I kicked myself in the butt that I didn't come in '73.
You began a foundation with a group of people. What was the reason for that?
They started building a road to come to Drake Bay. And when they first opened up the road, the first thing they went to was an old man's farm, and they cut down 85 first growth trees. So myself and 2 other hoteliers decided that we had to fight this, because if this was what was going to happen, it was going to hurt our business, you know. So we started the Cocobalo Foundation, and from there we've done a lot of things for the OSA. One is we've stopped all the cutting of the trees in OSA. It took us about 2.5 years.
What does Pura Vida mean to you?
Pure life. Something that's great, something that really, as a Tico, and the word only means something in Costa Rica and not any place else, and it just means everything's okay, everything's great.
Drake Bay is also home to Osa Sea Turtle Conservation, a part of Brad's foundation that nurtures the nesting habitat of sea turtles. At least 5 separate species of sea turtle exist in Costa Rica, but their numbers are sadly depleting as egg poaching rises in popularity. I spoke with 2 young students who have traveled from separate corners of the globe to join the cause. So this is a turtle conservation project, is that right?
That's the primary focus of the project, is to protect the population of olive ridley turtles that nest at this beach and in this area.
Why is it necessary for us to protect them?
Well, for the sake of this population, we've seen something like an 80% reduction in the population just in the last 20 years.
It's very important here to work with the community, also not only the working with the turtles, the environmental education, to teach them not to go on doing it, because if not, nothing works.
So you collect the eggs from the beach and then you place them in the hatchery?
That's one of the main things we do, especially during the night. If we find nests on the beach during the night, since we're patrolling the whole time, we know that that nest is fresh. The turtle, if we haven't seen the turtle, at least we know that it's in the last hour that it's been left there. So we know that we can move the eggs without damaging the development of the eggs. And the reason we move them is that the turtles unfortunately leave big tracks, very obvious signs that would direct any poacher to exactly where the eggs are. They leave tracks when they come on the beach and when they leave, and they also leave a big depression in the sand, which we call a cama, like a bed, which is where the nest is. And you just need about 30 seconds with a stick, poking it in the sand to discover exactly where the eggs are. So what we do is remove the eggs and actually the sand from the nest as well, which has all the liquid from the eggs in it. So we remove the whole lot and transfer it to another part on the beach. And we can do it in a much more clandestine manner and leave very few clues behind. We can camouflage our work and our footprints very easily. Or if we're close enough to here, we'll relocate it to the hatchery where it's protected against natural predators as well. The nature here is extraordinary. The bird life, the jungle. I mean, you see the way that the jungle just drops off into the sea, and beautiful lagoons, and it's just, I guess, the opportunity to get that close to species that normally just seem so exotic and mysterious. But now I feel like I know them, like as if I grew up with them.